it can be hard to talk about what we stand to lose if the internet and its surrounding technologies get a lot more rational, get a lot more cash and carry, the way that so many other sectors of our economy that are thriving are. But nonetheless, I think we have great risks at stake. And one of the best ways to understand it is to look back at some of the technologies that have been the most successful and ask how successful they might have been if there hadn't been a gatekeeper, an absence of gatekeeping that allowed them to thrive. So one example that may be a cautionary tale is something like Napster or peer-to-peer networking. That's the kind of thing that when a college undergraduate in Boston invented Napster and started sending the code around, and the code was not that much rocket science. It was just, here's a way of putting files in a directory in your computer that you're willing to share with others, that you're making them available for people to copy. That's like the essence of the internet from way back, you know, share some files, share some data. This, of course, focused on data that was music, files ending in MP3, and that completely undermined the prevailing business model of the music industry. You can see the music executives at the time were like, we don't get it. How is this allowed? Why isn't this being banned? This is surely illegal. And years of litigation still didn't substantially alter the fact that that kind of networking was greatly desired by a lot of people. They were willing to engage in it. Now, again, this might be a cautionary tale. In a corporatized net, that would never have gotten out of the gate. It also means that the kinds of pressures that brought about Spotify and other elements of the music industry, well, they now see music as a service and something that you might pay a modest amount per month to have, or to get out of the kind of $15 per DVD or per CD kind of land. Peer-to-peer networking just descriptively pushed things in that direction, and in fact became popular because of the divide between what it really costs to move the music around and what the companies producing it wanted to try to gain. Other examples include things like Wikipedia. Wikipedia is one of the craziest ideas ever. Let's start with, I don't know, 6 articles that had been produced by academics getting paid by Jimbo Wales, the founder of Wikipedia originally, as something called Newpedia. And dissatisfied with the pace at which the academics were going, he and others experimented with having a wiki, having the articles be in a form that people could come in and edit and make suggestions on. That was really going to originally be the back room, but it turned out to be the live site where now anything can be edited at any time, more or less, run by volunteer editors who are themselves Wikipedians. This is the kind of thing that has been a smashing success, hard to replicate. It's just so singularly successful. It's the kind of thing that I can guarantee you it would have made no sense if you presented it to Microsoft to say, hey, instead of Encarta, what if everybody just edited everything? It's nuts. Or presenting it to CompuServe, hey, why don't you create an area on your service where people can just edit stuff together and create an encyclopedia? Would never have flown. Here, Wikipedia could gestate in a quiet corner of the internet with some devoted nerds writing articles about Star Trek, editing them, and then having the topics expand, having the number of participants expand, having the number of languages expand, and you now end up with the 4th or 5th most popular website in the world being this not-for-profit collective hallucination set of information that is by no means perfect, but represents such an unusual way of using the technology to produce something that people find precious and valuable. That's thanks to the generative internet that we got that. Are there other examples? Sure, anytime you see a business that got started as the proverbial 2 people in a garage, you're looking at something that they could go from conception to some kind of running site up and live with people able to access it and then iterate it into new versions without having to negotiate to get access to those audiences. And many configurations, partly driven by security, partly driven by other considerations of a future internet, are ones in which that is not nearly as easy to do. And as soon as those barriers go up, you end up with ideas then that might get the way you shop a good idea for a television show to one of a handful of channels or producers. If they like it, then maybe great, they'll take it because they are your gateway to that audience, and that greatly changes the nature of innovation.